Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be showing you a quick demo on a Rhino Vault 2. Rhino Vault 2 is developed by Block Research Group. They do a lot of research with these really thin structures, and it's some pretty interesting stuff. So like here is a brick structure, which is this really thin form, only a couple inches thick. So it's pretty interesting on what they do. But this program, it's a plugin for Rhino, does not use much Grasshopper at all, but you can pair it with other Grasshopper plugins. So this is a funicular form finding method, and really, in my opinion, it can be used for a lot more. So to install the program, you're going to come onto this website and then click Windows Install. This can be used for Mac, but it is recommended that you use it for Windows because it's more geared towards that. So to download it, you're going to click on this link, and this will take you to a page like this, and then you're going to click Rhino Vault 2 version 1.3.1. I already have it downloaded, thankfully, so we're going to go to the next step. So this website also has like all the install and all the tutorials on it too, which is super helpful. So you're going to go to where it's downloaded, double click on it. It'll pop up here. All right, so it's going to take you to this page. You're going to hit install RV2. So this is going to take you to the documents folder by default. So what you want to do, and it says it in the website. So you're basically going to be creating a folder for RV2 to be located in. So they do not recommend you use the program files, as this is a plugin for Rhino, so you need easy access to it. So by default, it will take you to the documents folder. So I am just going to create a new folder. And for instance, I'm just going to call it RV2. Okay. So when you have that folder created, that you know what it is, just select it and then hit select folder. So this is going to start the installation process, only take a couple minutes. So then we can now look ahead on what is next. Okay, so once that bar fully fills, you're going to be prompted with this command processor, and it is going to come up twice. You're going to hit yes once, and then you're going to hit yes another times. So when you get to this page, you know that this means that installation is successful. So you're just going to hit any key. I'm just going to hit enter. Oops, hit enter. All right, so now that is installed. You're going to now open up Rhino 6, and I'm just going to open up just a blank untitled document in Rhino. This will take a couple minutes. Okay, here we go. So first you're going to want to get the toolbar up for Rhino, or for Rhino Vault 2. So you're going to go to Tools, Toolbar Layout, I cannot talk, and you're going to go File, Open. So you're going to want to remember where that folder that you just created for Rhino Vault to install in. So for my instance, it's in my documents folder under RV2. So you're going to open that, double click on RV2 dev, and you're going to hit this right here. So rv2.rui, and you're going to hit open. Okay, so now to get it to show up like the rest of the toolbars, you're going to hit this little checkbox, and you're going to hit OK. So this is that toolbar for Rhino Vault 2. I'm just going to attach it to the side here. So now you need to initialize a program. And in my, whenever I've opened up Rhino Vault or Rhino and try to use this, it is asked me to initialize it whenever I try to use Rhino Vault. So to initialize it, you're going to hit the logo right here. And then then this screen will pop up. You're going to hit yes. Okay, so now you got that all loaded in. We can start to try and play around with it. So Rhino Vault basically works on like a series of different meshes and lines and stuff like that. So to start off with the demo, I'm going to create a surface. Okay, so really you can use a bunch of different options for this. So you can use lines, meshes, NURB surface that are untrimmed, skeleton, triangulation of boundary curves, or you can use a mesh, a quad mesh boundary, like what I have here. So to start off, we are going to go to, there's two different ways that you can start with. So you can either go up to the Rhino Vault 2 menu up here, and you can select create pattern from whatever you have. So for my instance, I have a mesh, or I have a surface. So you're going to click that surface, and then it's going to ask you for a U and V value. So by default, it automatically sets it to 10. So I'm just going to hit enter. So what that's going to do, it's going to create a grid that is now 10 by 10. And I believe it's in feet, but I could be wrong. So next, we're going to go down to define boundary conditions. And this is where you define your two different things. You can define your supports and update your boundaries. So that updating your boundaries is where your openings are going to be. And if you're having trouble following along on the website, there is, let me get it pulled up. Here we go. So on the website, after you like get done with the Windows install and everything like that, and this also has a solution for if you run into a problem where you can't run the program, you just type in this command. Well, if this command pops up, not found, RV2, and so, then just enter the command edit Python script, and that'll help solve the issue. And you might have to you'll have to restart Rhino after that. So to understand the program a little better and figure out how things work, I suggest going into the workflow plus the user interface. So this will kind of like show you all the different programs, all the different commands and stuff like that, and kind of how to use them with each other. So you're gonna start off by like creating a pattern, and then identify the boundary conditions, stuff like that. So that is how you do it. And there's also the tutorial, which I'm basically walking you through right now. So you're going to want to start off by identifying the supports. And so you're going to click identify, hit select, and then continuous edge. So you're going to select whatever edges you want to be the support. So in this case, I'm going to select the right and the left edge. So the continuous edge, all you need to do is select one edge and then the other edge, and I'll select all the other edges along this line for you, and then hit enter when you're done. So now when these dots are red, that means those are the supports. Okay, so I'm just gonna exit out of here. So now you need to identify your openings, because right now this is reading as just one solid surface, and you're gonna get some error messages if you do not identify your openings. So you're gonna come back to this define boundary conditions and select that, or you can go up to here and then do it this way. But I find the toolbar to be a lot easier. So you're gonna hit that, select update boundary conditions. So now these are gonna select the opposite edges, or the edges that you did not choose to be your supports. And by default, it automatically goes about 20% in, I believe, but I could be wrong. It does say on the website. So yeah, so this is now creating the sag. So it's about 5% maybe of a sag. So you're gonna hit, and then you're gonna hit enter when you're done. Okay, so now you have your supports selected. Oops, did not mean to do that. Control Y to undo. So now you have your supports identified, which are in red. And then now you have your sag, which are your openings that kind of like morphs the surface. So next what you're going to do is you're going to create a form diagram. So you're going to come over here, hit this green thing. So this is going to create the form diagram. And what this is doing is, next, after you create the form diagram, you're going to create the force diagram. So this is going to create a diagram of all the forces that the vault is producing. And you don't have to worry about these numbers too much. These numbers are basically just identifying what degree off they are from the horizontal. So for instance, this number 9 right there, that 9 means that it is 9 degrees off of horizontal, and this 9 over here on the vertical means that it's 9 degrees off the vertical. So that's just what that means. So now you're going to identify your horizontal equilibrium. So let me get the diagram pulled up. So you're going to hit identify the horizontal equilibrium. You're going to hit alpha. And so next, what this is going to do is this is going to stretch it. So this is going to try and like basically create the form that you're creating in a one-dimensional surface. So by default, it automatically goes to form 100, as you can see here. I'm going to do about form 40 since this is not a very big object, and then you're going to hit enter when that's done. So this is what it's going to create for you. Okay, so next you're going to want to turn this into a vertical equilibrium. And then here you're going to select your target height, and by default it puts it as 10. So I'm just going to hit enter. And so now you have created your vault. So I'm just going to switch to shaded mode just to show you a little bit better. So this is now that vault. This is basically just creating this sort of diagram, turning it into sort of like this sort of section, and then creating the vault from there. So this is what you use for your form finding and whatnot. So with that being said, here's where you can really play around with this sort of vault. And what you want to do is you want to go over into the settings. And this is where you can show the angle and the forces. So right now, by default, it has angles selected. So if I were to unselect that, these numbers would go away. Then I were to select forces, this will kind of like highlight the forces and everything. So you can adjust the colors to what you'd like, but everything like that. So this is like really where you can play around like the density of your U value and your V value, stuff like that. So to create kind of like a piped surface on here, it is really simple. All you have to do is go over to the thrust object and hit the checkbox for pipe. So this will kind of like basically create a mesh surface where you can, I don't know, say like this is like the sort of like a metal grid structure, stuff like that. And then the pink can be your sort of like the glass in between. So this is really like an easy form finding tool that you can use for just experimenting with some like forms within your building. But I also see it as like playing around with your skin facade and kind of like create depth within your building, which I think is pretty cool. And like the website has a bunch of different options to mess around with. And then, so when you get done with all messing around with like Rhino Vault 2, done with all your things, to save it, all you have to go up here to Rhino Vault 2, then File, Save As File. So this will save it as a Rhino Vault 2 file, so then you can open it back up when you're ready to do some more form finding, or just create another model and mess around a little bit more. So thanks for watching.